Aloha everybody from the YouTube channel. If you guys are watching, feel free, if you guys are in chat here, to say hello to your future self on YouTube. We got another podcast. As you can already tell, you guys are probably like, why is the podcast a little bit earlier this week? I'll be heading out to PAX East tomorrow, so we're going to be not doing our podcast the usual Thursday time. So I appreciate these guys making some time to join us on a impromptu Tuesday podcast. But rightfully so, yesterday or last night, there has been the release of the new balance patch. So we're going to have some things to talk about today. This is podcast number 12. I never know the number. 12, 11,
something
12,
like that.
something like that. Anyways, today we have, as you can see, he's actually in the middle as well. We got our this new face. I try to get a new face or a new person in every single week, right? We're eventually gonna run out of people, but yeah, hopefully we can bring in a new person every week. Lucky is here. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, maybe give a little background. You know how long you've been playing Summoners, what you've done with Come to Us and everything like that. Plug in. Do you do YouTube and you stream on Twitch? Just go ahead, all of it.
Sure.
Go for it.
So hi, I'm Lucky. I've been streaming for about 2 years now. I think I've been playing Summoners for about 4.5 years. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to go to SWC LA last year, which was a lot of fun, being able to catch up with a lot of people over there. And yeah, so that's really about it, to be fair. My main aspect of Summoners War is trying to help people progress through the game when it comes to streaming on Twitch. Providing avenues for people to be able to learn and about Summoners War, essentially. So that's what I do.
I have a question for you, Lucky.
What's up?
Did you pull Ganymede yet?
Oh my god, I knew that was coming.
Toxic!
I didn't ask Hathor. I just asked for Ganymede.
Double toxic! Low-key second toxic.
Alright, let me just start it off, right? So this is... Alright, I'm gonna show it on cam. Alright, so this is just for you, Thompson. Alright, hold on, wait, why is it
you guys are like the same and same, man. Why do you both do this? You're like the only people who
that?
like to show your... Oh, how come yours...
Do you see that?
How come yours actually focuses?
Do you
His
see
camera
that?
focuses.
I mean, at least no Luis.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still not there yet.
Hey, at least you had at least you have Eladriel. I got like a lot of shit because I was telling everyone to buff Eladriel, and no one says Eladriel needed a buff, so Eladriel got no buffs, son.
Thompson, I actually pulled Elad the day after.
Pulls a lot right after we talk
Yeah, I
about
pulled Elad the day after.
Oh, grats! I'm so happy for you.
All right, thank you for introducing yourself, Lucky, and of course we have Onceinluv, Thompson, and Obolongo from other podcasts. So thank you guys for joining us today. As you already know, we're gonna be going over the balance patch. So hopefully you guys got to take a look at it, and we're gonna be just shooting out things, kind of just open it up and talk about it. First topic, basically, what are your thoughts on the recent balance patch release?
I'm just surprised they did not nerf Fran. Oh my god.
Oh yes, that was the only thing. Yeah, that was quite interesting.
And there wasn't even any buffs that nerfed her. You know what I mean?
I was talking with Josh about this.
Yeah, very much.
When it came out, but basically, my view on the balance patch is that there's no real change to the meta, except that there are like 2 to 3 new units that are added as counter picks for things. Overall, the balance patch is aimed more towards making completely underwhelming units usable and trying to like introduce more variety into the game. How impactful I think that's going to be is kind of up in the air right now. With the druids, I like that they changed them. I like that they changed the scalings. I think that was a really good idea. However, I still feel like because they're kind of locked into their roles as elements, like, the water one's still basically a Praha or an Aerial, I think that they're still going to be pretty underwhelming. Some people will like them, but I think overall there's not a huge buff or change to them. The notable ones that we talked about were Tyron. Tyron's change is going to be pretty good because it allows people who don't have Rad and Poseidon to use him. It also gives you another speed lead option to counter the current everyone picks speed leads. There is Isael buffs. Obviously not everyone has Isael, so we could talk about the wind one. Don't quite remember what her awakened name is, but the wind one has a lot of opportunity for like CC. It's a little bit random on the CC, but she does have the opportunity for that. And then the last one was the upgrade to Antares will likely change pick order. Josh was saying that he thinks that people, instead of immediately picking Gani Hathor, will pick one and then pick immunity with it.
Okay, that's quite interesting thoughts. Going back a little bit to the Fran though.
Josh's faint memory.
I know for sure, like in the past when I've actually talked to some of the developers from Korea, like even from 2017 and 2018, one of the things that they stressed a lot was they have this mentality of, really hating to take away things after giving them out. Like, you know, not every single time they're able to, you know, avoid it, but they like avoiding that, you know, statement that I just said. Taking away things that have just been given out. And I'm assuming because the Fran was given in the ancient coin shop, I don't think they necessarily want to touch it right away. That's the only thing I can think of why they haven't changed it. Other than that, I mean, maybe they think it doesn't need a change, which I mean is quite mind-boggling with all the feedback from the community. But that's my only thing that I can interpret for that Fran situation.
Yeah, and I also think that since last balance patch was so extensive with all the nerfs, I think they're kind of taking it on the low with this one. So just like Tyler said, they're like buffing underwhelming units, not really nerfing or changing up the meta. Because I still think they want to see how it shapes up, especially with the new units. Because I'm pretty hyped for the druids now.
I'm very not hyped for the patch, man. Like I created a team that like the other team can't move, right? I use Jean, I use Gianna, and a bunch of units that take a lot of turns. Oh man, that buff to Fire Lich, oh my god, it cucks me so hard. I gotta come up with a different strategy this season.
I mean, that buff's pretty exciting though.
Exciting?
Probably is. Yeah, it's probably one of the bigger changes that, you know, helps counter that lockdown.
That buff is very non-toxic, I guess.
Yeah.
it actually in a sense like low-key counters you know, the violent issue as well in RTA, right? I mean, because like it's always gonna, you're never gonna know if your opponent was gonna proc after, but you'll cut, and if you cut, it's gonna stop any of them from taking any violent procs in turns. So
last season this season I was abusing it like crazy with Sierra, Gianna, Jean, and Tableau, and each one of them takes like 3 turns per turn.
How much do you think it's gonna increase in terms of activation rate? 5%? You think?
15.
Oh man,
it's gonna double. It's gonna double by the amount that it base. The base.
Wait, how do you know? How do you know that? Did you?
Yeah,
because it makes sense.
Oh,
base is 15. Base is 15. So every turn it would just increase the chance by exactly.
I feel like that's.
No, that would be way too broken.
I think it's 5 to 10.
1 every 7. It's 1 guaranteed.
They would need to hotfix if that happens.
It's 1 guaranteed every 7. It's very balanceable too because you can also just attack break.
Wait, it's 1 guaranteed every 7?
If you get 15% chance, if it were to stack by 15%, it goes 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, and then 105. It'd be every 7
turns average. I feel like that's less than a 7-turn average.
No,
I never said 7
less.
average. I said 1 guaranteed.
Right now, it's
every
procs all the time.
Pretty much.
It's already at 15 right now. Procs all the time. Like when I'm going up against Fire Lich, like what the Kadamaki, like my legs go numb when like
you also
when it's my turn. I'm like, oh shit, I'm
turns.
scared, you know.
You pick a team that takes 1 million turns, right? So like,
correct.
It's more likely that it's going to happen.
But I like that gamble, you know.
Well, let's be real. If you're really scared of it, then just bring in Wusa, bring in immunity. That thing does nothing if you have immunity. I mean, it's not like it does excessive more damage than other units out there. So
it's a lot of damage.
I think it does.
I mean, it
He gives himself attack buff. Every time
and crit buff as well.
Yeah,
so
and crit buff.
Yeah, it scales pretty well
They
to
would-
late RTA battles.
okay, that's actually true. That's just true.
So yeah, I don't think it would be a like flat 15 for every time he misses. That
Yo,
would be
I know
way
a
too
lot
insane.
of light beast monk owners so mad right now, so pissed. Man, rip to those people who has like light
J-Man?
beast monk. Oh, I feel you. I feel
they're
you.
all like, oh my god, Shazam! Still only good to figure out the songs that are playing at the parties. Fuck.
Jesus.
I was with the beast monks. I was kind of hoping they would extend the Kumar buff that they did last time across all of them and slightly tweak their 3rd skill. So all of them, I was hoping they would get the 1st skill strip and then have the AoE have a slight change. I think I was alluding to hopefully seeing an AoE Oblivion from Rahul initially, but with the strip with 75% chance and the block beneficial, do you think it's going to make too much of a difference? I think Rahul will probably see change the guild defense.
Yeah, is it strip first?
You don't need Chandra anymore. You can use Rahul.
Yeah, you can use Rahul now. It'll be Jean, Rahul, Perna on guild defense.
You can't use Rahul because the other team's gonna pick Fire Lich, and you're gonna take too many turns.
Rahul beneficial blocks, doesn't he?
Yeah, beneficial blocks. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if your enter takes a turn. You don't get attack or crit buff.
Does it strip and then get the block, or
Most likely.
Most likely.
I mean,
That
yeah,
would-
that's
that would Ludia
I'll have to
does.
assume that.
Oh,
Try-
Ludia's defense break.
Try
Strip of the
restart your camera real quick, Thompson. I think you're on a delay. It's like the voice and the cam is not synced to it for you. Just want to check that.
oh, I try to connect my phone onto the thing, but it's lagging there too.
I see, yeah. There's delay.
Let me try it one
I
more
think
time.
everybody's is okay. Can you say something again real quick, Lucky? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, okay,
Is that
you're good. You're good.
synced? Sweet.
So yeah, so we talk a little bit about some of these buffing changes. You know, Fran, why she's not hit. We talk about Rahul here. Druids seem interesting. I think it's nice changes without overdoing it. I'm curious to see how some of the mechanics and will work once it gets released. I think a lot of players are gonna have really a lot of fun with it at the beginning of the season, right, where everybody's messing around. You might see a lot of Druids out there, but I'm curious to see how much damage scaling they do now and how much viable they are. What do you guys think about one of the biggest changes as well to Dark Desert Queen?
nuts.
Oh,
Nutty
that is
unit.
insane.
Hey, don't say nuts. It could have been more nuts if they kept the inability effect.
Yeah, she would have been so.
She would have been broken as hell. Yeah.
She would just destroy every time a Nephthys is on the table. She would just destroy Artemil. The irresistible defense break, just silence him every turn. She can't be stunned from his despair. She just destroys him.
Wait, she lands everything, right? HP to serve, glancing,
she lands
defense
everything.
break,
Yep,
silence.
she lands it all.
She's a forward
And attack
debuffer.
break.
That's
Five.
very rare.
Five.
What? What's
Five.
the last one?
Attack break on skill 1, and she has built-in silence on her
Oh,
passive.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
but out of that
Yeah.
one hit, that one hit is a one move
before.
for debuff, which is
Yeah.
kind of nuts. But yeah, attack down,
Yeah.
you're right. Wow.
So like you can bring
yeah.
Nephthys, Tiana, and then probably even Fran and Amir. Vireo.
Destroy everyone now.
Yeah.
Just bring in a
Amir
Nyx,
wants
bring in a
everyone.
Nyx, and then bring in a Dark Nephthys, and then like make them cry, dude.
I think it's not even
Oh, God.
not even like Tianlang can do anything to that since you have Fran following Tiana. So that will work.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Dark Desert Queen. I don't know too much about that.
Why, do you
Cool
have it?
thing
Do
about
you have
that
it?
is they also
Yeah, I
changed.
thought you got that one, don't you, Thompson?
Huh?
Do you have the Dark Desert Queen?
You have a Dark Desert Queen?
I don't know.
He has a Dark Desert Queen. Oh
He
god, dude, let
Yes,
us know how it
yes.
goes when you play
It's his
with
new
it.
secret weapon.
Yeah, I feel like,
When we fight Thompson.
I feel like the Light Desert Queen also deserves a buff as well.
Dude, can you imagine Light and Dark Desert Queen on AO right now? Oh my god, dude, what the hell?
Thing is, Thompson, you have Serath as well. So you have Serath and Nephthys.
So I don't
You
know
can do
how
the most
people,
crazy AO.
I don't know how much people care about it, but they also buffed the harmful effect rate.
Yeah, it's
Um,
100% now. Yeah.
No,
Makes it 100%.
Oh, you're
It
talking
is-
about
They buffed
the
all the
fire and the
Desert
water
Queen.
one, right?
not,
With
it is
15%.
not 100%.
No,
It
the
is
Dark
buffed them
Desert
all.
Queen is
5%
100%.
total gain.
No, 100% for the Dark Desert Queen because that 5% they boosted it, so she would have 100%.
It says level 4 harmful effect activation chance 10% to 15%. Level 4 is already a 10% gain, which means if they change it from 10% to 15%, they're going to gain 80% harmful effect rate, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So it's not actually 100%.
No, I
Because that
was
would
saying
be
for
Dark
Dark
One.
Desert Queen. They
Passive.
did it
The
so
Dark
that
One.
Dark
The Dark
Desert
Desert
Queen
Queen.
wouldn't be stuck at 95, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dark One's now 100 with the passive buff as well, which
Yeah.
says it increases the activation rate by 20%.
Yeah.
Does it make
The
make
rest is
Bastet and
sliding.
segment more viable then? It does, right? That
I mean,
5%
I
could
don't
be
think
very
5% is
viable.
that.
Segment
I
is
don't think
still-
5% is
think-
that notable. It's a little bit better.
5% per hit though, so I mean you have to keep that in mind. Not a flat 5% one hit.
Each debuff is a different hit.
That's
though.
true.
I actually know a lot of people that feel like the Nephthys buff was a nerf. I'm just saying.
What? Why
Because
do
of
they think
the
that?
inability effect, right? She can get
I-
locked down now, whereas previously she couldn't. So
I also know a lot of people who use Reddit.
Yeah.
Huh? You know a lot of people who what?
Who use Reddit and have those kind of opinions.
Oh, no, it wasn't Reddit. It was on your line chat group.
Oh no, not like this. I gotta open line chat. God damn.
I'm just saying the truth, man.
There's 800 messages in here, bruh. I was sleeping for like 4 hours. Me.
Oh my god.
I mean, I feel like back then the Dark Desert Queen, her weakness was her first move doesn't land all the time, and her second move doesn't land all the time, and her third move just makes her stand there. I see both sides kind of. Back then, the way I make my Nephthys is I make her speedy despair on 100% resist. So even if she can't get stunned, it's hard to bomb her and armor break her and stuff. But now you have to completely change her build. She's better on violent now, violent will. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
like
could
the silence. The silence is really strong for
That's
Violent.
why.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
About it.
Yeah, the speed lead is what makes her impactful though, because it adds to the pool of potential speed leads that players can use in RTA. So
Yeah,
that's
and
also
she's
quite nice.
always going to guarantee an armor break, so just take advantage of that. You know, there's a lot of monsters that could take advantage of armor break. Isabel, Zarath, you know.
If you
like that.
if you think about it now, you have like a dynamic setup if you have Tiana and Nephthys, because you have a speed lead into Tiana, and it's a guaranteed strip, it's a guaranteed defense break. That actually makes a very much more secure cleaving, you know, arena offense. I mean, for the people that care about arena or something, because that's the only guaranteed stuff, right? Which is quite nice.
Correct.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can have her on 0 accuracy as well. So I would put her on a damage build of Io now,
Oh, yeah, 0
since she
accuracy.
provides her own defense break.
Her
She will still land the silence every turn.
she can't go on damage build because her it doesn't deal much damage. Her what's it called? Attack multipliers are not high enough. And her like third move, her second move is like on a 3-turn cooldown or 4-turn, and then her first move doesn't deal enough damage for her to just like keep hitting and dealing damage.
Are we talking about Nephthys damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, and have this.
And I don't think you want to focus fire her silent. I think you want to spread out her silent.
Yeah, but since you don't need accuracy, like the only other side you could go for is like resistance.
Well,
And I think it's way better to
I'm
go for
gonna
damage.
run like a defense HP. You know.
So,
Yeah.
I actually think that the damage is not
Yeah,
bad.
damage is good.
But that's only because I compare her with the other Desert Queens. Nephthys has higher base attack.
Yeah.
So maybe a
But
bruiser
like I said,
build.
I won't
Maybe
be
a bruiser
focused
build then.
on one monster. I'm gonna be spreading out the silence, you know. So it's kind of, yeah.
Interesting.
Are you gonna go revenge offset? Or are you gonna go revenge or will?
Thompson.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Are you
No,
gonna
Revenge
go
or
revenge?
will? What do you think?
Oh, am I going revenge? No, will. Like Will, violent will.
Yeah.
Revenge is really nice, but I think the will is necessary. Either will or revenge, either or.
Can you try to turn off your camera and turn it back on? It's hard to know when you're talking because I'm
Leave
looking at
the
your
call,
face and
leave
like
the
you're
call.
not
Leave the
talking.
join.
'cause
Leave the
it's-
call rejoin.
All right. Let me.
Oh yeah, if you leave the call
Restart.
and then press join, and then you should be good. You'll be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. All right, so what
Watch
else
him-
is?
watch him move all the places around.
I know. No, it should be exactly the same. It's like
I
trigger.
think just one more point. I think just one more point on Nephthys. Do you guys think she'll be a bit more prevalent in the RTA meta now, or do you think she'll just be very similar to where she was last season?
That should be good.
No, I think
She's
she's better now.
option too.
I think people will
She'll
use
be
it.
great on defense as well.
I
Yeah,
think
like
speed
you'll
lead
really-
option makes her good enough.
Yeah, and like I said, those top players, they're always looking for a unit that is viable enough to take in for that speed lead.
But isn't her first move kind of like Fran now?
Almost.
Fran
Like,
has the stun?
and-
Land.
Similar, yeah.
No, it's not like Fran. You know why? Because Fran's move stuns.
Fran's is better.
If she does it to
Yeah,
Fran,
Fran's
Fran can
best.
still stun
Fran
her.
is better.
Trade stuns.
True.
All right. What else was in the balance patch that was something? Oh, the Sylph Tyrone. Yeah. Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, we lost Thompson.
We lost Thompson. Lost Thompson. There we are. All right. So what about Tyrone? Everybody's talking about Tyrone, right? It's like Varad. 0.5, 0.0.
It's got,
what?
it's got that Poseidon skill to it. The slow debuff is what makes him very relevant.
They gave the Taylor buff to Tyrone.
Yeah, I think so, dude.
God, Taylor still sucks.
Ayor, Island Hands.
Who was was it Tyler? Who was the guy that Mia Obabo was like trying to advocate for a Taylor buff, and then someone's like, "Oh no, Taylor is good enough. Don't buff Taylor."
Yeah, that
it's like,
was-
whoa,
that was
who was it?
I don't
That was
think
Tyler.
you need to make all the units of family
That was,
good.
Oh, was it you, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, what a.
Just get rid of
Okay.
his half damage. Yeah,
To be
the
fair,
halving of the
every time
damage.
you talk about buffing a unit, you talk about buffing Artemil, so I pretty much invalidate everything after that.
Not true. Not last
Let's buff a
time.
lad. Let's buff his skill too. Haha.
I was just kidding, but I was not kidding about his skill 3 being a buff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I think the Sylph buff is gonna be great because it's gonna make him a lot more viable for TOA hard players who need that unit for like HOH, CC and Guild Wars, Guild Siege, right? And you know, 20-star RTA. I mean, if it comes up before 20-star RTA ends, I think some people use it for the speed lead and for some fun in 4-star RTA. It's like a Varad, but only costs 4 stars instead of 5. I think that's great. I think he does decent damage as well too, right? Can he be a damage dealer? I think he's an attack type, right?
Yeah, and his first skill is gonna be annoying if it procs like 20 times.
Oh yeah.
Just wipes
That
you.
good old RNG effect of him, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Wasn't that his old awakening though? So won't that disappear?
Oh yeah, they took that out. Now the awakening.
Actually,
I'm
you are
pretty sure they
right.
remove his proc, and now it becomes the.
You are right. Yeah.
Oh.
Is it attack bar reduction if you're slow?
Yeah, so I think it will synergize with like Rika, or it'll synergize with like people who are using in TOA2 or like Spectre or something like that. That's kind of nice actually. I think that's a nice touch for general usage. Yeah.
But I still feel like we skipped over the druids. But I feel like the druids buffs were really.
Obolongo's got something about druids. He's very excited about it. Let's hear about it. Let me hear your thoughts.
I feel like the Aerial should be the should have that skill set, and the Eladriel should have the Tyranny skill set. You know, right? Like they're the freaking archangels, right? I don't know. They're like,
archangels, like
poster child. Archangels, right?
You mean archangels?
Oh, they're archangels. Yeah, they're like the archangels. Yeah.
I always love messing with Thompsin.
Poor Thompson.
Poor Thompson. Alright, go ahead, Obabo. I'm curious to see what you say.
Archangels.
We have the family-wide buff with the provoke from, from 30 to 50. So that one is already pretty big for all the druids.
Yeah.
But like, first, the 2 LDs, that the light one's third skill is basically like on par with Gianna's now, I feel.
Which one? The light one?
Like, yeah, the light one. It's a strip into glance, and now 50% chance to provoke as well.
Dude, she's better than Gianna. Her first move could stun. His first move could stun.
So the first skill is buffed as well. And also, the third skill, it lands on people that doesn't have buffs as well. So it's actually going to be really good.
So good.
And Dark One, which was already like a top 5 or... Yeah, top 5 Elena 5 RTA. He also got really big buffs. And that doesn't make sense. So that's almost like buffing Artemil in the past. It gives me flashbacks.
Who would buff Artemil? God.
Is there low-key the fix is to, instead of such a small pool of OP and LD Nat 5s, they make a larger pool of OP and LD Nat 5s?
Yeah, like that.
Oh my God.
Artemil, but they made Artemil's little brother.
Can we have some respect for people in chat who do not have LD Nat 5s, please?
Oh my God.
Isn't Windruid like Artemil's little brother now?
Windruid? Oh yeah, but the
he looks pretty good.
But like this is the question for the Windruid. Is the shield better or was this defense better? Because I felt the shield was so annoying before, man.
I think in RTA the defense would be better.
Artemil has defense scaling, remember?
I think defense scaling is gonna be quite big because all his attacks now scale with defense, except for the first, I believe. So I mean, you should see a bit more damage output with them. So I think it'll be a lot bigger.
Your heals are also based on your damage, which is based on your defense.
We cut off Obolongo. Keep going. You finished. Just finish through the LDs and then get to the main.
The fire one, the wind one is kind of similar, just a bit better. But the fire one is the one that I'm most hyped about. I also have him, so I'll level him on him soon. And the thing is, he's probably gonna be the best slow unit that you can bring into RTA. So like with slow unit, I mean like Rika, Rocky, Helena, like those.
Yeah.
And I think he's way better than all of those.
The only thing is, he's still gonna be inconsistent compared to all the other ones.
Not really. Like he has so many like.
I mean, okay. Inconsistent comes from your ability to land debuffs every single time, right?
Listen here.
Land them 50% of the time.
I mean, even if the provoke is 50%, that's just a bonus. Because like now you have him moving last, and then you use your third skill, absorb 15% of everyone's attack bar. So you gain 60%, and you already defense broke and attack broke everyone. So even though you're the slowest unit, you get to move before everyone again. And you get the dots and the AoE nuke. So everyone's already gone since he moves again. The thing is, you also get way more buffs, debuffs than Helena. And you also have the passive with the attack buff. So I feel like he's gonna be really strong.
Yeah, it's the.
I feel like he'll be really strong too. I agree.
I think he's gonna be exciting.
He could probably one-shot a unit if he Violent procs from the armor break, right?
Thing is, you don't even need to violent proc now. I think you can go violent, but even if you go like despair or shield will, you still move before the enemy. Like if you have despair, you also have 25% and the provoke 50%, while still having the defense break and attack break.
So wait, it gets 50% attack now is 100% attack for him in that beast form, as well as he absorbs attack bar, right? Not
also, yeah. So we're not done because he also got another buff to his form that it deals 10% more damage for every harmful effect, and he puts on so many by himself.
Yeah.
So the next time that he moves, and he even absorbs attack bar, so he's just gonna wipe the whole team with the second skill.
So, absorbing the enemy's attack bar, is that like if you hit the unit, or is it?
Yeah, if you hit the unit, so it's an AoE absorb. It's an AoE.
So if it's an AoE, it's gonna be absorb.
Yeah.
AoE.
So that's why it's.
But
it's good.
absorb is not always the strongest, but yeah, I think the fire one's really.
In this case, good.
I always like absorb. I've always liked it because it's like a double win for you, right? They get less attack bar and you gain attack bar, so it's like you actually like doubling your how much you're passing them, right? It's
yeah,
10%,
but they can resist it. They get nothing, you know.
His passive damage is gonna be huge.
Yeah, he's really good. Really and when you have like Tiana and Gianna, oh man, you love these type of units, you know? The more the better.
I think personally, I think he'll be inconsistent in terms of like the AoE aspect of it, but I think he'll be able to delete one unit every turn very easily. It'll just be depends who you land the armor break on.
Let's not forget, everyone's gonna bring a Fran, and then like if they see the fire druid, they're gonna pick another immunity on top of Fran, right?
What's his harmful effect rate chance with the armor break and attack break?
100%.
They're all 100.
100.
So the thing is, like, you can ruin him with like 50 AC on crit damage, since you want him to go last. So you don't really have to worry about the accuracy being too low.
Yeah.
You know,
Here's a question. If you only have 16 Devilmons, I don't know how many Devilmons to ruin it, to max skill it. Would you max skill the Fire Druid or the Water Druid?
I'm hearing the fire.
Fire.
I'm hearing the
fire
one right now.
Really? I mean,
the water one,
one
the water has a lot of more testing that needs to be done because the wording is kind of weird right now. So it really depends. I mean, I think the opinions can totally shift, right? Once testing and it gets released, because there's like weird wording with it, right? With the water one.
Water units also suck in the current meta.
Yeah.
Still.
I've got the water one.
Fucking Ager and She-How suck. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm toxic.
Yeah, but think about all the wind units that are really good.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of fire units.
Wind is so oppressive.
There's a lot of fire units though. They're like.
I agree. There are a lot of fire units because wind is so.
It's a lot of light units now, actually. You see like light. You see a couple L&Ds, a Vanessa, Gani Hathor, maybe Okeanos, Diana, Sierra, Triana. It's still mostly wind.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we're still gonna see She-How and Ager in this coming season, especially if Belinus hits the field, right? Question is that change form? That doesn't count as an additional turn, right? It doesn't say additional turn, right?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it does not.
So it doesn't get countered by Lich or anything like that, right?
If Belinus had an additional turn, might be the strongest unit in Summoners Lore.
I mean, that's what he's getting now with Absorb, since he's moving last.
15% though. 15% per.
Right.
Yeah, so 60%. And you're gonna move before everyone at that point.
But you're also gonna be quite a bit slower than everyone else. So
but
if someone has speed lead advantage on you, you might not move.
Yeah, but I'm going like plus 100 speed probably. So even if I fail like 2 or 3, actually, I can fail probably 1 or 2 and still move. And even if I fail, I still have them like attack broken and probably provoked as well, or even dispatch stunned.
Really tanky unit.
Yeah, he sounds really good because like he sounds like he's gonna do great damage. Sounds like he's a defense scaling, so he's gonna be tanky, right? So he sounds pretty legit.
Huh. Sounds like a version 2 of Helena. So I mean, be exciting to see what happens.
Wow.
See if he actually makes that big of an impact.
I think he has what, 3rd highest base defense in the game.
Actually, he might be better than Helena now, cause because there's the Fire Lich. Like if you pick Helena, there's gonna pick Fire Lich and you're dead, right? So
right. No, but another thing is you don't gotta ruin the crit rate, bro. You don't need the 100 crit rate to gear for him, right?
I think you're gonna run crit damage.
Most people are gonna run crit damage on this.
Yeah, definitely.
He's even harder to ruin.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be a bruiser type for this, right? That's actually true. That's nice that you don't need any attack though. Or, I mean, you don't have to focus on attack at all. It's just all defense.
So, I mean, the big question here then is, like, what do you think his scalings are going to be in terms of defense and stuff?
That's a tough one. I really hope they don't overdo it, because I would hate for him to get nerfed. You know what I mean? It sounds like he's OP right now, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like he's in a position to, you know, get nerfed right away. I mean, you can still beat him with immunity.
The Fire Druid, he won't be like absolutely busted because of his nature, since he's an outslow unit and he's so weak to immunity.
Yeah.
So he will always be like manageable. It will just be a really good last pick.
Just like Helena, he's very situational.
Yeah.
It's not going to be groundbreaking, but given him the opportunity, and he could change the game on you in turn 1. So don't think he's going to be that big, but yeah, he's a solid last pick if you got the right situation.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Any other?
Like,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
If you can pick like Artemil and the Fire Druid, then you're in a good spot.
Why are you giving him ideas? Why are you giving him ideas here? This guy. Do you have the Druid, Thompson? Have you summoned it by chance on the side?
I'm not sure if I have it. If I have it, it's in storage.
Not exposing.
Can we talk about how
not exposing season 9 strats?
No, I have it. I have it.
Yeah, Amelia.
I have it. But the wind one is max Devilmon, but the fire or the water one is not max Devilmon. So I'm like wondering which one should Devilmon, you know?
Yeah, Devilmon pack, dude. Get them. Do them all. Alright, anyways, Tyler, what were you saying? Go ahead.
I actually don't remember what I was gonna say.
Sweet.
To be perfectly. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask.
Are any of you like a little disappointed from the buff patch? Wait, what? He said he forgot.
No, go ahead. Yeah, he did forget. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Is any one of you guys kind of disappointed from the buff patch? Like every week we come on here, we're talking about nerfing Fran just a little bit, you know, tweak, and then we talk about like kind of like buffing Daphnis or like improving like the Archangels.
Arc.
Is it Arc?
Arc.
I thought it was Arch.
No, Arc. As in like Noah's Ark. Archangel.
I feel like it's Arch.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it Archangel.
Call it Arch. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's actually
like Archer.
No. His name is Archer. Whoa, have you been calling him Archer this whole time? His name's Archer. No, it is Arc. I'm trolling you. It's not Arch though. It's Arc. It's Arc. But anyway, whatever you call it. Potato, right? Whatever you want to call it.
Potato Stark.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue on your.
And then like they didn't buff Shazam. They just buffed Rahul. Like so many people are so mad. You know, like I'm just so mad if. Yeah.
I think just in general with balance patches, we can't expect all the changes all the time.
I guess, yeah.
I think we'll just take it as we go. I think potentially with how big the nerfs were last balance patch, probably the reason why they didn't do many or if any nerfs this time. I think with these slight changes, I think they might be trying to tease it, trying to see if any of these units that are being changed have a big impact. So for example, Fire Lich, I think we'll probably see a bit more of him in RTA. I just don't know, you know, leaving Fran alone, how much of a, you know, impact he's going to have to play as well with her still out there with that immunity. But it's still exciting. I think we'll probably see a larger aspect in terms of nerfs after this upcoming season to see where or how the meta changes with these units. But that's, I don't know. I don't think we should always suspect nerfs, but I think some units did need them, but we didn't see it this time.
We come on here often and we talk about like paladin tweaks, and we talk about like light and dark monsters that really needs a buff, like Han for
definitely
right, and like they didn't touch none of that, you know.
Oh, so everyone's like, they didn't do any nerfs. Hertiet got nerfed. It's like, okay, but Hertiet got nerfed in the place that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it needs, exactly. Like, you needed it.
Who cares if he gets nerfed in PvE?
We already expected it. Like, who didn't expect that? Who didn't expect that?
He still does the same shit in RTA. He just deletes the unit and says, hey, I know you had like 115% efficiency on your Artemil, but your Artemil's dead now, so like, who cares?
But if you're a Dark Lightning Emperor owner, you still get salty. You're like, oh man, this is stupid. You know,
you get salty, but if you think about it, you're like, you know, this is pretty fair.
I mean, he's probably one of the only bosses that still have a boss scaling skill. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them have a big impact to their skills when it's like a set amount of damage. But he was just insane without that, so it just had to happen eventually.
Like one thing I think about for this this balance patch in general, right? I don't think it was the most underwhelming or most overwhelming balance patch. Like, it's hard to compare to the last one, but what I really want to ask them is, I don't really mind this balance patch, but I would really like to see this occurring more. right? It'd be nice to see them trying to do this type of balance patch more often, right? Instead of us having to wait so long. Because once we wait so long, that's what makes us feel like this balance patch is so crap, right? If we get one like 5 times a year instead of 3, that's already better, or even 6, right? 6 times a year would be much better.
If they were to balance patch more, they would have to also do rune removal more often, because it doesn't give people like ample time to
I think
like,
if they're able to
the
do it around this time, right? They
gotta
announce it
spend
now,
that $30,
they release it
man.
next week, and then FR is coming up. If they always kind of stick to that flow, I think it'll be okay.
I mean, we don't have an issue with that, Thompson. I have 50 million mana. I can rerun anything whenever I want. However, the majority of players still would like the free rune removal to try it, right? Even if we are the top players, there are lots of people out there who will still try it out.
Anyway. Yeah, but they could do that, or they could just be like Dragon Ball Z fighters. Like what they did was like they're like, hey, we're gonna come out with a buff patch, and this is the last buff patch we're gonna have all year long. And it's a big one, and that's like they're gonna announce. They just announced it like they're only gonna be one this year, and that's it. Yeah.
All right, this game is thriving a little more than that game, but.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But that's actually super interesting though. I don't know how that works. I don't think
having
they
people
do that.
wait or don't know, or keeping people in the abyss. They're just like, hey, one buff patch a year. That's it.
So it's the clarity, right? It's the clarity that you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think with the size of this balance patch, I would, I think it'd be a bit more appreciated if we saw a mid-season sort of balance patch of this size happen as well.
They're always the
just
same.
to kind of mix that meta up a little bit. So, otherwise, if you have it only once every season, you get this flow of the meta not really ever changing. It can make quite, like last season for me, it felt very easy to judge what people were going to pick and easy ways to counter that. Whereas, having that mid-season change could also allow us to be able to consider other units to be able to change up the meta as well. I don't know, what do you guys think about a mid-season sort of balance
The thing
patch?
about mid-season buffs or nerfs, imagine like they buffed the fire druid and you invested 16 devil mons, which is a lot, and mid-season they nerfed it and you're like, whoa, what am I gonna do with this fire druid,
that's
right?
true.
So I don't know about mid-season like nerfs.
How many seasons do we get a year?
Not nerf,
of
but
RTA?
more buff. Not really nerfs,
season?
but buffing other units.
Yeah, but if you buff others, like you could intangibly nerf the fire druid, so
True.
maybe after season it's better. I agree with that.
True.
So
How
the
long is
way
season?
seasons work is it's a 3-month season for RTA. It's a 1 week off. It's 2 weeks for Special League, and it's another week or 2 off. So they're approximately 4 months each, give or take.
So we only get 3 balance patches a year. See, that's the exact estimate.
3.
See, so there might be something on the reason why that there might be something on the reason why that we only have 3 years, because this is their system and how they do balance patches. So if we respect the system, maybe something to consider and change. We're always talking about the RTA point system, the change and how they're doing it. I mean, we discussed a lot in the past already how they should change that system, right? But what about a shorter season as well of RTA? More seasons, and then in turns, more balance patches as well then. I mean, up it to 5, right? Maybe it's only 2-month seasons now for RTAs. I think that would be much more reasonable. I think that's something that Overwatch did as well before they made the seasons a lot shorter. And that definitely changes the dynamic of RTA, right? Just with that change.
And I feel like even though this patch was kind of small, it still addressed some issues. There's like the buff to Antris. It's like a free-to-play option to counter Hathor and Diana's, which are like 2 problem units. So even though they didn't like directly nerf them, I still think they addressed them a little bit with a free-to-play option. So I like that part of the patch, and hopefully we see some more nerfs next one. But I feel like this is like just a small tease of a balance patch. But I don't think they'll do a huge balance patch like every season. So probably like every other, every third. So hopefully for the next one, we'll see some more impactful stuff.
Or something they can take from like other games like Epic 7 and something is like, do you think it would really hurt if they just like tweaked a unit or 2 like every time they had like a little update and they're like, oh, we're gonna tweak this unit. Oh, we're gonna tweak
With
this
how
unit.
often they have updates, yeah.
Oh man, that's like Dota auto chess.
Pretty dangerous.
Pretty dangerous, you think?
So I think when we talk about this a lot, but we talk about the balance patches in Epic 7 and their frequency, and I think it works for the game because of the type of people that play the game. However, it is super dangerous to do that, mainly because it deters a lot of people from building units and investing in units, because they're like, oh, my unit could get changed or nerfed, it could become irrelevant. With what they do, they just give you the recall opportunity, right? You can recall the unit. In Summer's War, that doesn't exist, so it's a very dangerous topic to bring up.
Do you think that's something they should implement, though? Imagine you could recall your Devilmon if your unit got nerfed. Ooh. What do you think? Or was that too broken?
Yeah, we kind of discussed that before, too. I thought that'd be really nice.
Yeah, I think you guys spoke about that last week.
So theoretically, if you're us, right, you never have to buy Devilmon ever again. Ever.
Yeah, that is
ever
true. Yeah.
Again. I have 30 in storage still, and if a unit of mine gets nerfed, I just sweet 15 Devilmon. You just build whatever I want. Move on to the next stage. Passively gain like I don't know what's 5 to 6 a month. I'll pretty much never ever need Devilmon ever again. So as much as it would be nice, something that would be helpful to us as players, it's not really beneficial to the market of the game.
Yeah, you always got to think of the game as well, because they're a business, and you have to think from their shoes as well. To enable yourself to come up with a solution that would be feasible and be most likely heard by them. It's gotta, be reasonable, I guess you could say. Huh.
Yeah. I don't wanna be down on it and sound like super negative about it, but there is a realistic aspect to it, and I think that is the realistic.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Going back to the balance patch here, was there any other units that you guys want to touch up on that were in the balance patch? Oh, real quick here, I got one. The Marshall Cats. Did you realize that they have literally not given us a viable 3 and just literally buffed TOA and TOA hard? Like, we seriously got none of those are actually like even fun to use in any potential way. They just literally made them better, and then like to the point where their TOA hard is just gonna be tougher. That's it. They didn't do anything.
Okay, so the thing with the TOA hard difficulty
by 18%.
So the TOA hard TOA difficulty for the Marshall Cats isn't as significant as people think it is, because they also changed the types of 2 of the units that kind of fit in there. So plus I think they scale them down specifically for TOA hard. So like when it says increases damage by 18%, I'm pretty sure they're gonna scale that down for TOA, because that is a lot. If you're on floor like 80, suddenly you hit an extra 30k per hit sometimes.
But like they just buffed it without like there's no functionality for them. Like how they did the Drunken Masters, like, oh cool, I can make this, and it's kind of a fun troll toy.
Yeah.
None of these are interesting. They all got changes that only really helped them in TOA and TOA hard.
And they're gonna be a lot harder to kill now they scale off their max HP.
You're gonna build them
building all 5, yeah.
I built all 5 martial artists, all 5 Drunken Masters before they were ever changed. I think martial artists are still meh, but this one, like, I feel like I build them, it doesn't seem that fun. There's no fun aspect, even though they may not be the best unit.
They have a good skin. That's the best part. That's all that matters. Skins equal
cosmetics
skill.
Are pretty good.
Skins equal skill.
I mean, I can't argue
Anyone
that,
who's played CSGO knows.
Yeah, look at my skin, not my score. In this case, look at my skin, not my skills. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. Skins.
Rigel's gonna be tough in TOA hard.
Rigel.
He's anti-dots, anti-CC, and he gains damage.
Yeah.
10
also
stacks
enters
is gonna be big on him.
Pretty hard. Like I'll probably wipe to an enter stage next time around, especially if it's 15 flat added.
Wait, he's anti-dot?
No.
Ability, right?
Oh, anti-inability. Okay.
Yeah, anti-inability.
So still your standard TOA 2
and he gains damage when you. Hopefully you can control him well enough.
Right.
Because he gains damage when you don't crit, and defense.
And he's got the crit reduction as well. I think 25%. So
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Anybody else on the balance patch that was it? That was of interest. Not really. Right?
I mean,
Succubus.
There's the Succubus.
More damage, right? More damage on them is what came out of it, I think, right? The dark.
And
one?
also the nerf to the dark one.
The dark one.
The nerf to the dark one, and fire one.
Yeah, I was initially under the impression that was a buff because it was changing from a 1-turn stun to a 2-turn sleep. But Ababe played pretty well on his stream earlier. So, do you want to just let him know what you said about that one? The dark.
Yeah, so like
second skill.
Twisted Joy, the strip into 3D buffs. Like before, when you had a stun, it was mostly used to single out a single unit and like delete it. Because you brought her into immunity, and now that she has 2-turn sleep. You get defense break, glancing, and the 2-turn sleep. Like either you have to ignore the one you stripped and just go on the buffed up units and do nothing, or you just have to completely waste the sleep, or just waste the defense break. and glancing. So I'm not a big fan of the change.
Yeah,
On
so
the,
you're
on
saying
the other
stun is
side,
better.
horrible.
Yeah.
On the other side for it though, 2-turn sleep is overpowered as a debuff because you can entirely leave it because it can't violent.
On a second skill as well.
Yeah, but thing is, a lot of time you won't get any progress
cooldown.
in the match.
Yeah.
If she's
just
your
leave
only
it-
stripper, I agree, but I think that's why it's going to be difficult for her. Like she is kind of one-dimensional in that. She's basically your strip defense break, have to kill something.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to set up the succubuses to kind of be able to be used to kill, right?
As
Because
in
their skills don't
Indirect
awaken.
buff to Hathor, I agree.
Yeah, because then
Yeah, that's
anything
better
that
for Hathor.
sleeps, they all have skills that don't awaken from sleep, right? So they're trying to make you utilize those skills to do damage, right? The dark one does more damage now. None of their skills wake anything up from sleep. So it's just you can't use other units to try to, combo with that strip from, the Twisted Joy to go for the nuke, because obviously, like you said, it wastes the sleep, right? So that's a little bit interesting there with that change.
Yes, I have mixed feelings, but most people think it's a buff. But I think it's a nerf to her.
Playstyle change.
Versatility.
I think if you use like Gianna and Sierra often, it's more of a buff than a nerf.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this, Obama.
I mean, even Sierra.
Does it make the skill any worse,
I mean,
or
the
does it just
skill-
change the playstyle that you have to use her in and the choices you have to make? So that's why I don't think it's a nerf, because I don't think the skill itself is any worse.
But thing is, you bring it into immunity, so I feel like it's kind of
It's
yeah.
still
I
locked
get what
it
you
down
mean.
and it's
worse
better,
for the
right?
playstyle. But yeah, it's
I
worse
agree
for
with that.
like
Definitely playstyle.
I mean, don't
Yeah,
get me
it's
wrong.
worse
I have the
for-
same playstyle thing. Like, I go for damage
Yeah.
comps. I want to delete units. So a lot of things I'm kind of like, oh, it doesn't really change much for me. But like, it is objectively a buff, or it is objectively not a nerf. And things like
I mean,
that.
thing is, even if you're on like Gianna with her, and you were supposed to like strip the other buffs, I don't think you really want to run her with Gianna, because you would much rather run like Isari in that case for the speed lead. Because like she's used, because most of the succubuses are used for first skill, to like control the non-immunity units. It's like when you make it so it's
depends on what type
awkward.
of comp you wanna bring in. Sometimes with Gianna you do need if they banned Gianna, then you don't have no stripper. You can't do that too. So yeah.
So
Yeah, but
Charg says, why would you want to put a defense break up and not make use of it? It's a 2-turn defense break, isn't it?
Yeah, it
no,
is.
but like I said,
So
they're trying
you
to
put a
make you
2-turn
utilize with the other
You put a
succubuses.
2-turn defense break and a 2-turn sleep. You're guaranteed 1 turn of safety because you can't violent, which means you can rotate your skills elsewhere and then kill it. So you can actually take your time and set up more, right? You don't feel so rushed into having to do specific combos.
Yeah. Rather it be like a first turn target on a unit. It's more you can now focus elsewhere if you needed to. So I think you're right, spot on. I think it is just the change of playstyle, which would be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that BD wants to mess around with that in streams and does something with that, because he likes to do those slow sleep like comps. He was using the light succubus and the water one quite often in, was it season 7?
I don't think a lot of people will use the Dark Succubus because like her second move, even though it strips and sleeps, it's like not consistent. Whenever I don't know,
Yeah, it's
whenever
not.
I use it, it doesn't strip when I needed to strip, and I'm just like, no, I lost the game. Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because, I mean, 100% harmful effect rate, right? And it strips, what, all buffs? Or does it strip one
Yeah,
at a time? Sorry, it strips one at a time, right?
Yeah, and thing is, if you don't strip the will buff,
If you don't strip
get
will
any-
first, then you're fucked.
Yeah,
That would be a nice change to get to them if it's,
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard, kind of difficult.
So also like, because I know we were talking about that in your line group with like Legacy. Like, but he said that he uses Sierra a lot, and I use Sierra a lot as well. But then the 2-turn sleep isn't really an improvement from the stun. Because you put a 2-turn sleep and then bomb them, then it's gonna have the same effect as well. And the thing is, if you use Sierra and you don't plant the bomb when it's 2-turn sleep, then you're pretty much just wasting your time anyways.
I have a question
Just
for you,
gonna-
Baba. If you land if you have 2-turn sleep on a unit and you skill 1 sleep it with your succubus, does it change it to 1 turn or does it keep it at 2 turns?
I'm pretty
I
sure
know it
it's
says
2 turns.
attacks without waking from sleep, so I assume it stays 2 turns, right?
Yeah, it's 2 turns.
Okay, so then you would skill 2 into skill 1 most likely now? Because if you're skill 3
Yeah.
and you have to make sure there's no enemies like Diana or Verd or anything that could be on counter.
Yeah, but like if you use Sierra with Isael, then like, the daughter's gonna wake her up anyways. Like if you don't put the bomb to not wake her up, then it's just gonna have the same effect as the stun. So like for overall usability, I mean, okay, so I'm biased for like my playstyle. That is true.
Yep, it
If mine it feels worse. That's worse.
Definitely. All right, any last things on the balance patch? We can actually move on to the next topic here, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, some pretty good discussions here on the balance patch. I think we come to a general consensus. Some interesting points and some interesting units to look out for after this balance patch takes place. Hopefully we get more balance patches moving forward. I mean, this one was definitely not the greatest one, but you know, gotta give him credit where it's not the worst one as well out there. So curious to see hopefully more balance patches come to us in the coming months. Gonna move on to the second topic here, which I forgot what I wrote. Oh, second topic, just anything you guys want to talk about? 20-star RTA meta. Yeah, that's coming out this season. We talked a little bit about it last week as well, but we got lucky here, and I know this was a topic of interest last week. So we can talk a little bit more about, you know, what you think about this upcoming 20-star RTA meta. And question on when are they going to ever release more of the Guardian skins? It looks like they've been lagging, because I thought they were supposed to release
talked
another
about
one.
releasing... Didn't they talk about releasing Valk?
Valk's
Yeah, I think they
season,
did.
yeah.
So
Valk
we're all
season.
really hoping that it's this season that it happens.
Yeah,
As
'cause
in the
it's
Special League one, yeah, it's happening now. Yeah,
it's
should
taking
be.
forever, right? I thought it was going to be everyone, because there was
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
homunculus.
they released it 2 in a row, and then they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
next time, and then they stopped. And then we're like, okay, one more chance, and then they just didn't release anything for
It's
like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
At this rate, we'll see the Beast Monks come out in around 3 years. So.
Yeah, seriously. But unless they're really planning to like do like, you know, consecutive drops, and then, you know, couple like they were maybe saying they wanted to do maybe only X amount a year, you know what I mean? I don't know. And they gave 2 at the same time too quickly. But hopefully we see more of those. What do you guys think about this 20-star RTA though? You guys looking to have fun? What are you guys looking to build and use and mess around with?
I'm gonna use Gemini, Iris, and Tears Ludo every single game because I want people to cry.
You're toxic, dude.
I'm literally just gonna hit auto for like the first week maybe, and just see if my team can auto people.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I would love to use the Tyrone. Yeah, for that speed lead. It's another viable unit to be using in there. What are you gonna be using, Lucky? What do you like to usually use for these modes?
Look, honestly, I haven't really given it too much thought yet, but I think I'm gonna try have a bit of fun with it. Might throw Frigate out there. I might try Cleave just for a bit of fun. Look, you know what? I might throw Tyrone in the mix just for you. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, someone Orthodox Cleave is always kind of nice.
Yeah, I'll try that out this time.
Obol, anything?
I mean, if the patch goes through, I'm gonna be using the Druid. Probably
Really?
first pick Fran. Yeah, because there's not as much immunity that people could use if you actually get the Fran.
You gonna handle the
So if the
cleavers?
patch-
There's a lot of cleavers in this special RTA. There's always
I
a
mean,
lot
I
of
think I
cleavers.
can. I think I
You
can.
think you can?
Cleavers are usually fine.
Cleavers
yeah,
are
we'll
fine.
see.
Just get good runes and beat them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm probably just
speed
gonna
up.
play around in 20 star anyways and try out stuff.
I think we're still gonna see a lot of Fran first picks in the meta though, considering those
Yeah,
no
I think
change
she's
to
the
it.
best first pick.
I'm gonna rebuild my water lich Rigel and use it against anti-cleave because I'm gonna ban the Lucian every time, and I don't care if it picks shrine because I can't get stunned.
Ooh, and it stacks per hit that happens on him, right?
I'm also gonna bring Freya into every one of those matches.
You know, Freya's so good, man. When you actually read it,
time you
she's so
cleave
good.
me, I'm gonna pick Freya against you.
That's toxic, dude.
Freya double lich, easy.
Oh, you have the dark one as well? That's what you're bringing in, the dark one?
No, I'm gonna bring Antares with it. Antares
Oh,
Rigel.
Antares.
I have all of my liches skilled. I have 3 skilled liches.
Damn, imagine that with like a Triana or some kind of safety, man. You just too much like variables for them to handle at one time.
Yeah.
How about you, Thompson? Any 20-star plans to mess around?
I don't really do 20 star. It's kind of like my off season. I just like sleep more. But
Just
if I'm
sleep more.
if I'm to bring in if I'm to play, I'll play a little bit. If I'm to play, I'm probably just gonna bring in like I'm a first and second pick Fran and Rakuni, and just either go anti-cleave if they're trying to cleave me, or if they outspeed me anti-speed. That means like Fran, Rakuni, Nat 5, Nat 5, and then like a really toxic Nat 4, or just like Fran, Rakuni, Nat 5, Nat 5. And then like see what they pick. And then they can't really outspeed you because you have your Fran pretty fast and your Rakuni pretty fast. and they can't really cleave you because you have Fred and Cunha as well. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I'm excited for 20-star league, and I'm excited for the rewards. Hopefully, everybody has been saving their points. You got like thousands and thousands and thousands of points. I know some people actually convert their points and stuff too. I don't know, but
yeah, I do that. I do that for scrolls.
Yeah, you do it for scrolls, right? So yeah, hopefully we're able to get some more of these skins. Some of the players can get some of the Guardian skins that have been, you know, focusing on Special League and saving those points, because they're like, hey, you know I can't really get Guardian any of these seasons, so I'm gonna play my best on the Special League, get those points, collect them up, play them on the daily, and hopefully get myself a Guardian skin. All right, so please release more of these. All right, let's go to move on to the next topic here. It's gonna be, what are your thoughts on the Legend tournaments that recently occurred, right? The results and the format and how the tournament took place itself. You want to see that more in the future? Do you think there should be some changes? Yeah, so results and the tournament itself. Thoughts? Go ahead.
Okay, wait. Before everyone answers this question, how many of us watched it? Did you watch it, Obama?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna watch it after this. That's why. I heard it was terrible and boring, but I don't know whether that's true or not. I want your opinion, Brian, because I know you streamed it.
Yeah, it was underwhelming. Like if you're looking for like really awesome pick bans, gameplay, and everything, it was quite underwhelming in my opinion in terms of RTA matches. Very, very underwhelming.
We watched replays. I don't need to say anything more than that. We literally sat there and watched.
Yeah, it wasn't live, you know.
What?
What?
Yeah, it was literally watching replays.
Yeah, that's bad.
So you didn't get to see the time between turns.
Oh.
You didn't get to see their thought process. Like you didn't get to see, you know, the delays they have between picking things. It's just like, you know, things just happening, and it's just like, okay, well, you don't really get a, you know, there's no build up in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion on it, it just happens.
Wow, that is really. That's actually really upsetting. I don't know if I care to go watch it now. It's so hard to like watch a replay because you can't slow them down anymore. Like replays, you can only speed them up, which is annoying.
Do you know like the results already? Like who won and who lost?
I heard the Z guy won.
I know. It was a tough.
Diligent?
It was a tough match, but my pick and bans out won there, and I was able to win that tournament.
Gianna and Ragdoll user, I think. Gianna Ragdoll?
Gianna Ragdoll.
So, like, what happened to Tomato? Like, why did he bring, like, my team into, like, why did he bring Shina Martina?
I heard he's been using that towards the end of the season a lot. And I think I was streaming it and talking with Fate Memory at the same time. And it seems to that, you know, Fate Memory said, and I agree with him as well, that it's just that he might have been just too used to being able to use that comp and beating G1s and G2s, and not really fighting as much G3s, right? I think the same could be said for a lot of them.
I disagree, because when I played against Tomato, I know one thing about his units, they're very well speed tuned. That's like regardless of whatever comps you use, right? But if you watch the game, his units got cut.
The Monkey King and the Ganny. There is literally a 1 speed difference in between, and he got cut. I don't know how that got cut.
So that's weird.
I don't know how he got cut. It must be the speed lead or something.
I don't think he was really playing, where it was like one of his peons playing for him. But yeah,
yeah, like that was literally one thing that we saw. And the reason why I know it's 1 speed difference is because controversial statement. Just hands up. Claytano showcased his entire account a couple days just before the tournament, so it was live on stream for anybody to see all the stats. So I looked up the stats of the Monkey King and the Ganny, and it was literally a 1 speed difference. But his Monkey King stripped, and then the I think it was Skits Wusa moved in between the Ganny and the Monkey King, which was huge. Oh, that was legitimately
Is that 1
insane.
speed difference after speed leads and towers?
No. It was 1 speed on the there, but you know they have a big speed gap between them. Can somebody look it up? I think it was when you added the math, it was like 270 something.
His Shina Martino
did he use a speed lead or what?
Yeah, he did. So that's why it's a discrepancy. I think it was a 24 Shina. So there was discrepancy.
Probably like 3 or 4 speed. Wow, right. Claytano, my boy.
Yeah. Well, he did. I think he did the exposing of Z's account too. So if you want to see the stats on there, I mean, I think it's cool, but I mean, you know, he can do whatever he wants technically. And nobody says he can't.
How do you feel like having your account exposed, Brian?
I don't care.
But,
I don't give 2 fucks, dude.
Nowadays, you can hide your units.
You know how you expose my account? Dude, that's been the worst account exposure you're ever gonna do, bro.
My favorite thing is when
I actually don't mind
just
exposing their accounts, because nowadays you could hide your units. Like even if you RTA, you could RTA from the box.
They left all their units out.
See your units.
They left all their units out. So
yeah.
if you're trying to hide, wouldn't you technically want to hide it all in? And if you wanted to hide, wouldn't you want to not have any chance that anybody sees you by not being on arena leaderboard, not being on world boss leaderboard, right?
Yep.
Technically, if you're trying to hide, hide. If you're not trying to hide, then you can't cry about it, right?
Yeah, they're
Back
trying to
then you
flex.
could cry about it, but now I don't think it's Clay Thompson's fault at all, actually.
Because I know that
It's
guy
not his fault. It's just funny.
This
It's
is-
just funny
it's
that it's always him.
Yeah, it's funny. No, but he's been doing that already. Everybody knows that he's been doing the account, showing the account of like OP players and whatnot. So I mean, it was kind of expected. Yeah,
Yeah, I know
unlucky.
that the C guy had like 4 Giannas out, so I guess he was flexing as well.
Oh,
It's like,
really?
why would you have them out of storage? Like 4 or 5 Giannas?
You had 4 Giannas, would you always leave
That's
them out of
insane.
storage? I sure as
Okay,
fuck would.
maybe. I mean,
would
I
sell
guess
them
you would
off.
have them out on a building, pretty much.
Yeah, if I had 4
leave them out.
Giannas, I would leave them like this, like right when you load into my island, there's a building with 4 Giannas, just so you know. So you know that I have 4 Giannas.
How about 3? No, I'm just kidding.
No, 3 is not enough. It has to be like 4.
It has to be 4.
Unless I have Artemils. If I have 3 Artemils, like that's enough to.
All right, so going back to the tournament here. So the people that did watch the tournament, what are your thoughts? You don't mind us talking about it, right, Tyler? I don't know if you're gonna actually go watch it or whatnot, but
Yeah,
I'll watch it anyways, but I don't mind.
yeah, what are your thoughts on the tournament for the people that watched it? Like, any other details on it? I feel like, like I said, it was just very underwhelming. Like the picks, the bans. I mean, I was very disappointed in Sai, man. Like, I'm a big advocate for Sai. I really like Sai, and I really wanted him to win. But dude, like, it was such a poor pick in bans, man. I'll let you analyze that later, Tyler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
And yeah, I kind of feel like if they have this point system, I feel like it should be a bigger tournament for Legend.
Who commentated it?
It was,
They'll make it
was,
less of a grand press.
Contours Motion, Contours, Evan, and who's the last one?
Seppi, I think.
Seppi, yeah.
Seppi.
So there's 3 of them. Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, didn't like the production value for the stream, blah 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 blah. And I just want you guys to know that it was mostly run by Korea. So don't hate Come to Us USA too much. They just tried to bring it to us like the best they could.
Yeah. A lot of times they're doing what they're told to do, right? So, but like I said, it wasn't live, so I feel like how can they address this and make the tournaments better for next season, right? And who knows, maybe next season they're not going to do this anymore. They didn't confirm anything yet. I think it's nice.
They gotta change up the ranking system, the ranking system before they do anything like that.
What do you mean by that, Thompson? Like, what would you like to see in terms of the ranking changes for them to be able to make it better?
I like the strong should be on the top and the weak should be at the bottom. It's not like by how many wings you do a day or how less wings you do a day.
So not quantity but over quality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, got ya.
I really want them to make an elo system, man. Yeah. So you can get rewarded for playing a lot of matches, but you have the more matches you play, you have to keep in mind that your elo starts not going up and down as much, right? You kind of get stuck, right, to where you're supposed to be, kind of like other games. Like the best one is like League, right? That to refer it to, right? You're gonna get stuck at some point if you're not good enough. Yeah. So there is a benefit of playing a lot, and there's benefit of playing very little as well. It's very a lot more balanced, in my opinion. Okay.
But also,
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, if they like make the Legend tournament like top 16, but I feel like everyone in like top 16 could still beat each other, and that would make for some more interesting matches and upsets. Like then it's not just about doing all your wings every day.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it
And I
still
think-
is a little bit, but not as much.
Go ahead.
I
Lucky.
think at the same time they should try and implement it to be live as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
I agree.
but they don't have to tally the results and have the tournament straight after. They can afford. I mean, we've got a whole week off at the moment. Like utilize a bit more time leading up to it so people can arrange or make plans to be able to make it to a designated time. Because obviously you're gonna have 16 people across the world. You're not gonna have a time that's gonna suit everyone. But hey, if you gave them time to be able to lock it in and be there, I'm sure people can do so. So I think that'd be good to see if they can do
Okay,
that in the future.
opinions on this.
Mm.
If the legend, okay, so Barian says the legend tourney is only there to prevent boosting, and I don't disagree with that statement. I think that's extremely accurate.
I agree to an extent.
Now, my next question is: we talked about possibly having more people for the Legends tournament, like by having that upset that Obawa said. Do you think that would actually increase boosting by adding more slots to it? It would push people to be like, hey man, I'm like top 20, I'm close. Should I just get some boost?
You know, honestly, in terms of having more people into the tournament, I don't think they'll do it because that's supposed to be reserved for their SWC at the end of the year. This is supposed to be a simple, you know, small tournament, you know, legend tournament, just to get something going there for you guys, something different. I think they would really reserve, you know, round of 16 and those kinds of tournaments for the lead up to SWC, which always occurs third quarter, fourth quarter of the year. So this is something just small for us, beginning of the year, mid-year, just to have a little taste, right, of a tournament. Unfortunately, it didn't go as that well, but I mean that's out of the control of Comptuous, right? That's the pick and bans and how the players actually played there, which weren't amazing, right? Nothing can be like Matsu and BD. What was it, Matsu and BD? Oh man, that was epic.
The baits.
Yeah, that was an epic match to watch. Those are some good final matches that they had last year. Not every best of 3 or best of 5 can be like that. All right, we'll go ahead and open up. We got a little bit of time left here, so we'll open it up to, yeah, I know Tyler and some of the people you're picking things in the chat. Open it up to the chat here, or whatever topics that you guys had in your mind that you wanted to ask any of us and throw on the table. Chat, feel free to ask some questions. Keep in mind that some of the questions you ask, if they're not chosen, it might be because we've already, you know, talked about that a lot. But anybody's free to take in any topics and kind of discuss. Probably have another 15 minutes-ish or so. On whatever that you guys want to talk about. Talked about
Since
RTA.
we discussed RTA boosting, can we discuss arena boost?
Oh, that is going to be saved for another podcast, and I'm not kidding about that. I'm going to be bringing in Foxy next month. Yeah, maybe bring in Crystal Shizzle as well from EU to talk a little bit more arena. So that should be pretty fun.
EU boosting is a different world.
Yeah,
like
but
we think we know how arena boosting works in global. Oh my god, you should see it in the other servers.
Yeah, we'll
it
bring
is
it in, and
pretty crazy.
I think it's something that needs to be addressed and talked about. I mean, people know about it, so we'll talk about it and get more insight on there from players that do a lot more arena, like Foxy and Crystal Shizzle, and who else wants to join in. That'll be one of the topics that we'll have on that day. So stay tuned. There will be some works on that very, very soon. Any particular topic?
Arena doesn't mean shit until Tableau's the reward for the week. Then it means everything.
Yeah. Yeah, arena rewards definitely can be changed as well moving forward. Did you have any questions as well, Lucky? You know, being on the podcast, did you have any topics that you wanted to bring up or discuss, or?
Look, not really off the top of my head. Not really, to be honest. I think with the off season of RTA, I thought it was a good topic to bring up now, just to see where everyone's heading next season. So nothing off the top of my head, to be fair, Brian.
Okay. Yeah. And nothing else to discuss. Any topics there, Obolongo, that you guys want to discuss here? Last thing, this is the time. You know, I know sometimes during the conversations, sometimes people get cut off, and you know, you lose your train of thought on whatever you were trying to discuss earlier or bring up. If you're free to, you know, bounce it back to any of the topics and, you know, questions that we were talking about earlier.
I mean, I was thinking a little bit in my head about the arena awards. I mean, we have been talking about the arena awards before, like especially the legend one. I feel like if they made it, like, what if there was like almost a type of almighty pieces for the legend awards for like?
What if they just made them LD pieces?
I mean, that would work as well. But like,
you
if
just
you
get
have,
LD scrolls in the end.
if you have like LD
compete for arena.
pieces to like get whichever LD4 you want, and you need to get it a couple times.
That would
Actually, I don't know. But if you only get one legend, it won't be much of a reward.
Well, what
You
about,
just get
what
an
about
LD skill
other,
for
what
getting
about other
legend.
top players? Like,
Yeah.
revitalize arena again. Like Guardian players, like G1, G2, G3, you get like 1 piece, 2 piece. You know, so like you're rewarded in terms of, you know, over the weeks and months to do arena to get those pieces, right? To get an LD4 or whatever it is, you know, or whatever.
Real talk, Brian. Do you still want them all along?
Yeah, I still want one.
Do you want it just to clear the meme, or do you actually want the unit for the unit?
I want to clear the meme, because if you ask me what unit I want the most, I freaking need a Diana, dude. Like so bad.
Diana's
you know that.
so good for your account.
Yeah, dude. I need a Diana so bad, dude. Yeah, like so bad. Like anything else, it won't improve RTA. Molong will be fine. I mean, I will pick it. There's a lot of situations where I'll take it a Molong, right? I think Molong's still great. If they don't have a lot of immunity, if you need a defense breaker, if you need something to snipe, that threat is always overhanging to bring in a Molong. Just not first pick anymore.
Okay, so I saw a question in chat now, but we've been talking a lot about just like out-runing cleaves and stuff. There was a question about Tiana, Bastet, Cyros, Lucian cleave, and like how to counter it, if it's just outspeed.
Okay, so
we've not really been talking about the cleave counters per se.
Yeah, how do you counter cleave? I think that's a big question a lot of people potentially have as well. All right, outspeed is obviously the question, but majority of players will say, I can't outspeed, what do I do, right? Do I just lose? Like, do I just quit out? Like, what can you do?
As much as I like Antares, it's not consistent enough for that.
I feel like he might work after.
He might work now.
Wait,
he might work now.
What's the cleave team? Something Zyros Lucian? What? Tiana?
Bastet, Zyros, Tiana, Lucian.
Yeah. I don't need your cleave, Thompsin, okay? Cleave as in a one-turn cleave. Like, every time Thompsin goes about cleave, it's like, oh yeah, cleave. Jean, Gianna.
Just bring Trevor.
Jean, Tableau.
Yeah,
just
cleave
bring
on the
Trevor
sixth
against
turn.
Zyros Lucian, and they can't cleave. The Zyros Lucian can't hurt Trevor.
If they bring Beth, last pick.
Beth, then you have to ban the Beth.
So something I thought about trying to bait with is a lot of the times if you pick like a slower tankier team, people will pick Lucian last because they know that you have to ban the Lucian when you pick a slow team. Bringing, and this sounds a little bit weird, but bringing Water Bulldozer is actually not super terrible depending on their cleave. He can't be defense broken.
Yeah.
And if you build him with like maybe like 15-20k HP, he actually survives through both the Shina and the Zyros really easily. And he can kill all the other units. You need to have other things to support with this. But generally in that you want a Raccoony and you probably want a Triana for the force spam.
Wouldn't like a Diana be better in that slot?
Well, you pick the Diana as well.
Yeah.
Tractor's so good.
You pick Diana really early.
Tractor's so good, man. Like in that situation, if they have Zyros and stuff, man, like he can just solo. Especially if he's on like a vampire build or a decent rinse, so he can just solo the whole team. Jesus. Yeah, not being able to defensive unit, none of them are gonna have any firepower to be able to kill him, especially because he's water at all.
So vampire revenge.
For saying water bulldozer, but I think if you think about it, a bulldozer that's used for water sounds pretty. We always use the weird names. Like people are like, oh yeah, that's Red Gianna. It's like it's Juno, man. How many? What are the ones you guys use for like weird names for units? You call them by like a different color of another unit. People are like Black Chasoon. No one calls her Molong. She doesn't deserve that respect. She just gets called Black Chasoon.
Molong, I call it Feels Bad Man or Air 44. Yeah. I call it Jimmy. Yeah, we call it Jimmy. Blucian. Yeah, those are pretty common.
I call Brian the Yellow Artemil.
Brian? Oh, the
Brian.
Death Knight. I was like, oh, you call me the
Yellow Artemil.
Yellow Artemil, yeah? Is that a racist statement there?
I would call him Yellow Elad. Oh wait, Elad is yellow as well.
Elad is already.
The thing is, Brian revives. Brian revives. Artemil doesn't revive, so that does make sense.
Oh my God. Light Bird, yeah. Light Bird.
Oh yeah, definitely Light Bird.
That's kind of funny. Oh, the little quirks of.
You could call Tyrone the new Tayor.
Yeah, Tayor Bird.
Tyron.
The blue.
Call him Tyrone.
Oh yeah, it's not Tyrone, yeah, because there's no E, but it's Tyron. But everybody's been calling it Tyrone. Yeah, Tyrone. Tyrone sounds cooler.
Call him the blue Beretta.
Sounds like my high school friend Tyrone.
Yeah, sounds like that one YouTube guy. My name's Tyrone.
We had Dark Skullgirl. That's a common one.
I don't know if you guys watch those YouTube videos. Dark Skullgirl, yeah.
That's anti-cleave too, right?
Yeah.
But it's like if you can't outspeed units like Amduat, Leo, Diana, will help a lot against cleave.
Leo's really painful.
Yeah. Like even.
I wonder if Skullgirl works against.
Yeah, like even Vanessa and Triana will help a lot against cleave.
Just
Vanessa
Triana,
Tiana.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, then you usually pick Bastet Lucian. Zyros Bastet Lucian is pretty hard to fight still. You need to have something to stop it.
The thing is, if you feel like you're in a predicament, you can always bring out the Fire Lich, just to like have the chance to win if you're stuck against the wall.
I hate the single target sniping cleaves. Yeah, I'm a Kali you and Lucian and Covenant. It's like, damn, dude, what do I ban, bro? Like,
that sounds like
Tiana, Bastet, double snipe, and Lucian. It's like, okay, I take your Bastet, right? But then you can still strip, and you got 3 snipers, bro. Like, oh, come on. And if I ban Tiana, then you get attack buff, and then you get to like snipe me, man. If I ban a sniper, you still have 2. It's like, Jesus, what do I do, man? Just leave. I hate that.
And I also have like my own secret counter to cleave, and that is so you ban the Zyros, and then you pick the white Nigong, or like the white.
White Wusa.
Yeah, white Wusa. Okay, I'm failing again, but yeah, the Nigong.
The white Nagong.
Like you guys with your LD NAF 5s. Wait, Lucky, what do you have? Do you have an LD?
I've got Leona, so I'm kind of disappointed she wasn't buffed.
I'm disappointed she's not buffed.
Anybody else? Anybody else
Do you
get
think
excited?
Leona needs a buff?
Like anybody
Honestly,
else
I
get
think she
excited
needs
when
a
you
little bit more.
when you heard Obolongo says, "Oh, I have a secret to cleave." Like, did you get excited inside? Everyone's like, "Oh, damn, we can take he can tell us right now." Okay.
What's your secret?
And it's like the white Nagong. I was like, "Oh, fuck." All
I'm
right.
telling you,
I don't still got
if
anything.
they bring like if they bring Zyros, just bring like Tractor or the Water Frankenstein. What's it called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they bring like Lucian and Zyros, just bring in like Trevor. They really can't kill like, or if they're really trying to outspeed you and they invest all their runes on all that speed, just bring in Leo. But your Leo has to be on Vampire Nemesis. Yeah.
So I did a lot of cleaving last season for Thunder and RTA. So I got heaps of counters that came up this
That's
season.
you that always
That's
cleave
me. Yes.
I hate you.
I'm always cleaving.
I hate you.
So I'll give you guys a bit of insight, right? And I may as well expose, because this is going to kill Thunder's cleave next season. It was already happening this season. So whenever I see someone pick a speed lead, my first pick's always Tiana when I go in with the cleave. Then it's usually Bastet X. The X is usually Lucian, because Lucian is usually a safe pick. Doesn't matter if they go 4 fire, Lucian's still probably a solid option. And then if there's a speed lead that's shown, I usually used to throw out Shiner. Well, hold on. Yeah, I'm streaming, bro. Sorry, brother's gonna work. So anyway, so when they picked a speed lead, I used to throw Shiner out there. What a lot of people started doing this season to counter that was picking Josephine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Josephine just absolutely destroyed my choice because I can't AoE armor break or stun because it just completely threw off my I guess me setting up my Zyros pick if I was to throw Zyros out there later. So Josephine was actually really prevalent in the anti-cleave meta this season. Vanessa Triana was always there, which is always an easy way of banning, let's say, a Lucian. You can take banning Tiana. So then you can take a 3 burst cleave straight through because if you've got immunity, it's relatively straightforward. Harmonia is always a really good pick into a cleave as well, if you do run her on Will. Or just, as we spoke about before, outspeeding. So going like a Vanessa, if you go Vanessa Triana when you see a cleave, you can always go an Oki, Gani, or even Diana's always really solid as well. Because if they AoE, Diana can cut if you get rid of one of the ATB boosters. So that's usually what I saw when I was cleaving last season. A lot more Josephines. Like, it was so bad picking Shiner early. Because once you see a Josephine get thrown out there with 2 speed leads and an Oki, you're kind of stuffed. You've already lost the fight. So that's what I was dealing a lot with. So, yeah.
Interesting.
That's how you counter cleave.
For the Diana one, if you run a crit damage Diana, it's really nice if you ban the Tiana because then they step boost, he moves twice, and you kill the Lucian before it moves.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that would work.
Definitely.
I can't do it because my Diana sucks, but yeah, it works. I've seen people do it quite often.
Cleaving's just gotten a whole lot harder.
Good.
Definitely. Josephine's big.
What's that?
Yeah. Josephine's not just good against cleave. Josephine's good against like the whole meta in general. You ban the Ganymede, Josephine like just goes to work.
Josephine's really good against Fran. You see Fran, pick Josephine.
Yeah. So good against Fran.
The thing is also like you just put your best like violent focus set on her and you're okay. She doesn't even really need will. You could put like violent anything and she's pretty good already.
Violent, whatever gives stats. And
so most
your
Frans are
like...
already like 250 speed or so, or they're not and they're slow and they're on like crit damage, you know?
And then you pair her in and you say, okay, do I want a really fast one or do I want a crit damage one? Right?
But
so you can have like a 270 Josephine or you can have like a 230 with crit damage.
I like the really fast one because she needs a lot of accuracy for me. That's how I feel. Her first move doesn't glance and she stuns more often. It's cool.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. I think that about wraps it up for the podcast today. I think we went over a lot of great topics with the balance patch. We went over the Legends tournament, some 20-star RTA, some units to look out for with this new balance patch. I definitely want to rendezvous with a lot of you guys, especially after the balance patch, right? Obolongo testing out the druids, you guys experiencing some of these battles against some of these units that have been buffed or changed. And we'll talk more on the next podcast. But thank you guys so much for taking some time to join me today. We definitely are going to be putting the links to their Twitch channels all in the descriptions if you want to check them out. There's always somebody streaming on Twitch. So check us out, and any questions you have, these players have a lot of knowledge willing to share with you as well. do leave a like and leave a comment below on whatever particular topics or suggestions that you have for the podcast. I really take the comment section, especially in these podcast videos, very seriously, so we can continue to improve them and do them every week. Yeah, but again, that's it. So we'll catch you later at YouTube, and we'll see you on the next podcast.